Hello, today I am discussing legal issues in psychiatry. This we can also call it as a forensic psychiatry. So, in psych in the subject of psychiatry, what are the laws relating to psychiatry in India? Those are the care and treatment legislation, that is nothing but mental health legislations, criminal responsibilities formulation, criminal laws, and civil status provisions, civil laws. These three are the laws relating to psychiatry in India. Mental health related legislations. Those are Mental Health Act 1987, Persons with Disabilities Act 1996, Rehabilitation Council of India Act 1992, Juvenile Justice Act 1986, Consumer Protection Act 1986. Civil laws relating to mental ill persons. Indian Evidence Act 1925, Law of Contract, Right to vote and stand for election, Law of Torts, Testamentary Capacity, Indian Succession Act 1925, Section 59. Marriage and mental health legislations. Indian Divorce Act 1869, Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936, Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act 1939, the Special Marriage Act 1954, Hindu Marriage Act 1955, 1976, the Family Court Act 1984. Civil laws relating to the psychiatry. Provisions as accused persons of unsound mind, Section 328, 339, Criminal Responsibility Section 84 IPC 1860, Attempt to commit suicide, Section 307 Indian Penal Code, Right to private defense against insane person, Section 98 Indian Penal Code, Unnatural offense, Section 377 IPC, Sexual perversions, affrays, Section 159 in mania, misconduct in public under intoxication, alcohol defense, Section 510 Indian Penal Code, NDPS Act 1985, amended 1988. Suicide and Indian law. Suicide is the only criminal act for which person is punished if he fails in attempt to do so. So no person shall be deprived of his life. Act 21 Constitution of India. Section 307 IPC, attempt to commit suicide is punishable. 1994 Supreme Court judgment, Section 307 was declared void, and Section 306 abatement of suicide on offense. No specific laws for assisted suicide or euthanasia. The Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, NDPCA 1985. So what is NDPSA 1985? The first act for drug abuse and dependence in India was the Opium Act of 1857. Then this act has been revised first in 1878, the Opium Act 1878, and then in 1950 the Opium and Revenue Laws Act in 1950. And another relevant act was the Dangerous Drug Act of 1930, which included, among other drugs, opium and its alkaloids and cocaine. This act provided for maximum punishment of 3 years. Then, with the coming in force of Narcotic Drug Psychosubstance Abuse Act 61 of 1985, on 16th September 1985, The above mentioned acts have been repealed, and the act includes narcotic drugs, cannabis, cocaine, coca leaf, opium, poppy straw, and all manufactured drugs, and psychotropic substances. Those are 76 drugs, and their derivatives are listed in the schedule. Example, diazepam and pentoxicin phenobarbital. The authorities and officers have been suggested in Chapter 2. If any person produces, possesses, transports, imports, and export, sells, purchases, or uses any narcotic drug or psychotropic substances except ganja, he shall be punishable with rigorous imprisonment for not less than 10 years, which may extend to 20 years, and a fine of not less than 1 lakh rupee, which may extend to 2 lakh rupees. So, according to chapter 2, if any person maybe produces, maybe अपने पास रख सकता है, ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकता है, बाहर विदेश में इंपोर्ट कर सकता है या एक्सपोर्ट कर सकता है, किसी ड्रग को सेल कर सकता है, परचेज कर सकता है, ऐसा करने से अच्छे से जेल होगा, वो भी 10 साल से कम नहीं होगा, उससे और 20 साल तक एक्सटेंड हो सकता है, और 1 लाख से लेकर 2 लाख तक का फाइन भी लग सकता है. Punishment for repeat offense in rigorous imprisonment for not less than 50 years. फिर दोबारा यही ऑफेंस रिपीट करेगा तो वो 30 इयर्स हो सकता है, एंड फाइन भी 1.5 लाख से लेके 3 लाख तक हो सकता है. पनिशमेंट फॉर गंजा हैंडलिंग इज अ रिगरस इम्प्रिजनमेंट फॉर 5 साल का जेल हो सकता है, एंड 50,000 रुपीज़ का फाइन हो सकता है. वही गंजा का रिपीट करेंगे तो जेल 10 साल तक हो सकता है, फाइन 1 लाख तक बढ़ सकता है. और कोई भी पर्सन कैरिंग स्मॉल क्वांटिटीज, एग्जाम्पल 250 milligrams of heroin, 5 grams of charas, and 5 grams of opium, 125 milligrams of cocaine. ये later specified that the simple punishment may extend it to 1 year or fine unspecified, and for ganja imprisonment is up to 6 months. अब कोई थोड़ा सा कम क्वांटिटी का पकड़ाने से उनका पनिशमेंट भी सिंपल इम्प्रिजनमेंट विथ 1 year पीरियड, एंड गंजा का 6 months हो सकता है. And there is also provision for detoxification under court order, a later enactment. The Prevention of Illicit Traffic in NDPS Act 1988 has also been passed, Act 46 1988. There is now provision for preventive detention and seizure of property. The maximum punishment is death penalty if a person is found to be trafficking more than or equal to 1 kg of pure heroin. Twice, the act was further amended by Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Amendment Act 2001. Legal issues in psychiatric nursing. Legal aspects of in nursing. In no other type of nursing are the legal and ethical consideration of practice so crucial as in psychiatric nursing. Thus, the knowledge of law regarding psychiatry in the area where the nurse is practicing helps her to protect herself from liability and the patient from unnecessary detention and mistreatment. So, here these are the legal and ethical considerations for very crucial in psychiatric nursing. That is very important to have a knowledge regarding psychiatry, where the nurse is practicing helps her to protect herself and also the patient. Role of the nurse in admission procedure. Here we can see admission procedure, discharge procedure also very specific in psychiatry. So every student nurse and should know what are the role of nurse in admission of a psychiatric patient. The most important feature of the admission procedure involves setting the patient in the ward. It begins with introducing him to the other staff members and patients. Before assigning him a bed, consider his biological and emotional needs. If he seems to be nurturing suicidal ideation or is floridly psychotic, he should be located in a place where he can be closely observed. So जो पेशेंट का एकदम सुसाइडल आइडिएशन रहता है या साइकोटिक रहता है, उनको नर्सेस की मतलब एकदम नियर बाय रखना चाहिए. एंड ही शुड बी शोन वेरियस फैसिलिटीज़ लाइक ईटिंग, रिक्रिएशन, बाथरूम फैसिलिटीज़. उनको बाथरूम, ईटिंग और रिक्रिएशन का ओरिएंटेशन कराना चाहिए. एंड acquaint him with some of ward rules, example meal time, ward activities, visiting hours, how to make appointment to see staff members, टाइमिंग्स ऑफ एनी ग्रुप मीटिंग्स. इन सब के बारे में पेशेंट को अच्छे से जानकारी देना चाहिए. एंड द पेशेंट एंड हिज रिलेटिव्स आर लाइकली टू हैव all sorts of anxieties about various procedures and investigation. This is very common for everyone, that whoever is admitted into the hospital, so they will have some anxieties related to the procedures and hospital investigations. So here the nurse should needs to be sensitive to these feelings and give enough time and attention and allow them to express their feelings about the patient's condition, treatment and outcome. All information should be provided as appropriate. So anxiety is as common. So nurses should be very patient and sensitive to the feelings and emotions of the patient and his family members. So as a nurse, we have to give enough time and attention to the patient and his attenders so that they can able to express their feelings regarding treatment, regarding disease condition and outcome. So the all information should be provided as appropriate. As a nurse, we have to provide all the information according to the appropriateness. Role of nurse in parole. The parole is the permission given to the patient to perform certain rituals or attend certain family functions. सो आप लोगों ने सुनते होंगे पैरोल में आया है, पैरोल में गया है. इसमें जेल से, साइकियाट्री हॉस्पिटल से पेशेंट को घर भेजा जा सकता है कोई भी फंक्शन या कुछ फैमिली प्रोग्राम्स अटेंड करने के लिए. सो रिलेटिव्स आर क्लियरली इंस्ट्रक्टेड अबाउट द पर्पस फॉर विच द पेशेंट इज़ बीइंग सेंट होम एंड व्हेन ही शुड बी ब्रॉट बैक. सो हम पेशेंट रिलेटिव्स को क्लियरली हम ये समझाना चाहिए उनको क्यों घर भेजा जा रहा है, उनको कब घर से वापस लौटना है. एंड इंस्ट्रक्ट द रिलेटिव्स एज हाउ दे शुड कन्वर्स और बिहेव विद द मेंटली इल पर्सन अकॉर्डिंग टू द इंस्ट्रक्शंस गिवन बाय द डॉक्टर. एंड फैमिली मेम्बर्स को ये भी समझाना चाहिए मेंटली इल पर्सन के साथ कैसे बात करना चाहिए और बिहेव करना चाहिए. ये अच्छे से डॉक्टर ने जैसे बोला वैसा समझाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड इफ़ द पेशेंट रिसीविंग एनी मेडिकेशंस, insist on regularity and give necessary instructions to the family members about the dosage, side effects, etc. As a nurse, if the patient is going on parole, so we have to take the responsibility to educate the family members about the receiving of any medication and according its regularity and dosage and side effects, etc. should be explained to the patient family members. And role of the nurse in discharge procedure. यहाँ पर एक साइकेट्रिक पेशेंट को हॉस्पिटल हॉस्पिटल से डिस्चार्ज करते समय एज ए स्टूडेंट नर्स या स्टाफ नर्स what you should know and what is the your role. Here we can see nurse must ensure that the patient leaves the unit with all belongings and personal effects, has the appropriate medications with him, and appointment for a follow-up has been made and understood. So nurse पेशेंट को ये एक्सप्लेन करना चाहिए कि वो पेशेंट पूरा अपना जो भी सामान है उनकी बिलोंगिंग्स है शुड टेक प्रॉपरली एंड अप्रोप्रिएट उनके पास ये मेडिकेशंस भी होना चाहिए और नेक्स्ट अपॉइंटमेंट का कब है ये सब पेशेंट को और फैमिली मेम्बर्स को अच्छे से समझाना है. All necessary instructions especially regarding his medication regimen and side effects etc. must be clearly given to the patient and his family members. Mainly medications के बारे में medications का doses, medications को time and medication का side effects clearly patient और उनके family members को अच्छे से समझाना चाहिए. If any paperwork, signing of document should be completed and discharge होने से पहले कोई भी पेपर वर्क है डॉक्यूमेंटेशन वर्क है वो चीज़ को कंप्लीट करना चाहिए. एंड द हॉस्पिटल फाइल along with all the charts and notes should be sent to the medical record section. After all the documentation, the case sheet of the patient should be sent to the medical record section for further use. Next, the nurse should ascertain his travel plan and offer assistance if necessary. Travel plan के बारे में समझाना चाहिए if he needs any assistance like car booking or any vehicle assistance, route map, transportation facility and all, and what are the care should be taken during the travel. This assistance can be given to the patient by nurse. Nurse must bear in the mind that the patient may have mixed feelings about the leaving the hospital and going back to his home environment. So she should help him cope up with any distress about separating from his new found friends and staff members. यहाँ पर पेशेंट को अपना घर जाने के लिए हॉस्पिटल को छोड़ के घर जाते समय मिक्सड फीलिंग्स होता है क्योंकि नया फ्रेंड्स नया दोस्त होंगे नया स्टाफ मेंबर्स उनको अच्छा लगा होगा कुछ दिन में सबसे फ्रेंडशिप हुआ होगा तो उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता है तो एज ए नर्स हमको समझ के उनको समझाना चाहिए. इफ़ ही फील एनी डिस्ट्रेस हम उसको स्ट्रेस को दूर करना चाहिए. Here we can see what are the rights of psychiatric patients and nurses' responsibilities. So, psychiatric patients are often the least capable of protecting their own rights. So, it is therefore one of the responsibilities of the nurse to guide the patients and relatives in matters related to their rights and protect the patient from any mistreatment. Some of the rights of the psychiatric patients are here. So, psychiatric patients इतना कैपेबल नहीं रहता है कि अपना राइट्स को वो लोग प्रोटेक्ट कर सके. सो हमारा ये नर्सेस का रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होता है. वी हैव टू गाइड द पेशेंट एंड हिज रिलेटिव्स about the patient rights and we have to protect from any mistreatment. So the first right is right to wear their own clothes. उनको right है अपना खुद का कपड़ा पहनने के लिए. The right to have individual storage space for their private use. उनको खुद को कितना स्पेस चाहिए उतना स्पेस में वो अपना belongings रख सकता है. The right to keep and use their own personal possessions. खुद का सामान यूज़ करने का right है उनका. So right to spend some of their money for their own expenses. उनका मनी का खुद के में एक्सपेंस करने के लिए राइट है. एंड द राइट टू हैव रीजनेबल एक्सेस टू ऑल कम्युनिकेशन मीडिया लाइक टेलीफोन लेटर राइटिंग एंड मेलिंग. ये सबकी एक्सेस की राइट है. द राइट टू सी विजिटर्स एवरी डे एंड राइट टू ट्रीटमेंट इन द least restricted setting, and right to hold civil service status, and right to refuse the ECT, and right to manage and dispose of property and executive wills. एंड यहाँ पर एज ए नर्स आपको कैसे पेशेंट राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करना है. टू प्रोटेक्ट पेशेंट्स राइट द नर्स शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ दीज राइट्स इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस. पहले नर्स को पेशेंट साइकेट्रिक पेशेंट का राइट्स मालूम होना चाहिए. शी शुड एंश्योर दैट वार्ड प्रोसीजर्स एंड पॉलिसीज शुड नॉट वायलेट पेशेंट राइट. जो भी वार्ड का प्रोसीजर्स है, ट्रीटमेंट पॉलिसीज है, इट शुड नॉट वायलेट द patient right. And discussing these rights with the mental health team and including these rights in the nursing care plan is all part of our responsibility in protecting the patient rights. ये पूरे राइट्स के बारे में मेंटल हेल्थ टीम से डिस्कस करके नर्सिंग केयर प्लान में पेशेंट राइट्स को इंक्लूड करना इज़ द प्रायरमोस्ट responsibility of the psychiatric nurse. And here we can see nursing malpractice. When prudent nurse expected to meet the normal standards of care causes a break by deviating from the norms, it is termed as the nursing malpractice. जब एक नर्स अपना केयर करते समय नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड्स को मीट करने के लिए कहीं पर भी अपना नॉर्म्स को नेग्लेक्ट करने से करना होता है, so that is nothing but a nursing malpractice. Such break of act can evoke legal proceedings against the nurse for not discharging her duty diligently and in good faith. So इसके ये नर्स के अगेंस्ट एक लॉ हो सकता है एंड उनका प्रॉब्लम भी हो सकता है. If the malpractice suit has to stand and be decreed in favor of the aggrieved patient, he will have to prove various facets which contributed to the breach. However, it is to be noted that the burden of proof lies with the patient who is in the case in the plaintiff. So, various facets include the nurse had duty to discharge due standards of care to the patient. The nurse's performance was well below the expected standards, thus causing the breach, and the substandard care provided should be construed to have adversely affected the patient and family. The actual proof of adverse effects and injury caused. These are the patient should include. And informed consent. So informed consent is very, very important. If any drug, if any small procedure if you do, we have to take the consent from the patient and family members. So in the course of normal treatment, a series of interactions result between a patient and a physician. During such interactions, the patient is allowed to fully consider and comprehend the information about the proposed treatment. Such consent is termed as informed consent. It includes the mode of administering the treatment, prognosis, side effects and risk. So informed consent ये होता है जब भी हम कोई भी प्रोसीजर करते हैं, यहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा सीरीज ऑफ एक्शंस रहता है. ये एक्शंस को पेशेंट को अच्छे से समझा के ये इन्फॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करना रहता है, वो जो भी होने वाला ट्रीटमेंट के बारे में. सो ट्रीटमेंट कैसे देते हैं, उनका प्रोग्नोसिस कैसा हो सकता है, उनका साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स क्या है, ये सब पेशेंट को अच्छे से समझाने में होता है informed consent. However, in the case of psychiatric patients, the ability to give informed consent as regarded procedure is highly debatable due to the nature of the problems. Though most of the patients perceive and act in their own best interest, some may not be capable of giving a valid consent. Due to such variations, the patients have not to be screened for the following. So जब कुछ पेशेंट्स रहते हैं समझने की स्थिति में नहीं रहते हैं, उस हालत में ये चीज़ हमको माइंड में रखना चाहिए. whether the patient is competent to give the informed consent, whether the information provided to the patient is assimilated on regular basis and understood, whether the enough opportunity and freedom are vested with the patient to reject, revoke the consent during the specific course of time. Substituted consent. When it is deemed that the patient is incapable of giving informed consent, health service providers should obtain substituted consent for the procedure and treatment. Substituted consent refers to an authorization given by another individual, being a guardian appointed by the court or the kith and kin on behalf of the patient. Confidentiality. During the nurse-patient relationship, a lot of information is gathered through direct and indirect sources, which is both verbal and in written. So, keeping in the view of the ethics of the nursing practice, such information gathered is kept confidential and best used for providing enhanced care rather than other purposes such as gossip or personal gain. So जो ये नर्स पेशेंट रिलेशनशिप में बहुत ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन एक इकट्ठा होता है, मे बी डायरेक्ट कन्वर्जेशन या इनडायरेक्ट सोर्सेज के थ्रू. सो एज ए नर्स हमें एथिक्स को फॉलो करना है, इसीलिए एथिक्स के अकॉर्डिंग जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन हमने पेशेंट से इकट्ठा किया है उनको कॉन्फिडेंशियल रखना चाहिए. वो इन्फॉर्मेशन को अच्छा केयर देने में यूज़ कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज उनको गॉसिप और पर्सनल गेन के लिए कभी यूज़ नहीं करना चाहिए. एनी ब्रेक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी कुड jeopardize the best interest of the patient, be it social or economical, keeping in view the social stigma attached to mental illness. And record keeping. Nursing notes and progress records constitute a legal documents and hence should be maintained carefully. Nurses notes और progress records को legal document कहा जाता है, इसीलिए जो भी है उसको एकदम केयरफुली मेंटेन करना चाहिए. They should be non-judgmental and the statement made should be objective in nature. So all you might have understood. Forensic psychiatry also include Mental Health Act, Indian Lunacy Act. So that will be later discussed. Forensic psychiatry is nothing but legal issues in psychiatric nursing is called as a forensic psychiatric nursing. So if any questions come in the examinations, you should write about the whatever you know about the legal aspects in psychiatric nursing according to marks asked in the question paper. You can write according to that marks. Thank you. Hope you all understood. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Good day.